Hello everyone. I am Özgür. I am from Turkey, first of all. And last couple of days, I learned that we have some common words with Moldovan people, like kazan or leğen. Don't ask me why these words. But yeah, I'm an Android developer at Apps Factory, and today we're gonna talk about how to speeding up your app development with Kotlin Multiplatform. So, Apps Factory is full-service agency that is founded 15 years ago, and we design, we develop, and we launch products for our clients. And we have health, finance, media, mobility, public sector, e-commerce, business units for our international clients. And personally, I'm working with BMW team. And we are German agency company. Our headquarters is located in Leipzig. And we have also 4 different cities. They are located in Germany. And we are also very excited to announce our first new brand office in abroad in Chisinau. Let me tell you why we decided about Chisinau. First of all, there are large talent pool here. There are many IT expertise and also very talented students from local universities. And also government, they are supporting us. They are supporting us to grow our business here and also navigate through the whole bureaucracy. And this is something nice to have actually. And also Chisinau has a strategic location. It allows us to easily access major Eastern European markets. So, let's continue with Kotlin Multiplatform. And is there any iOS developer or mobile developer? Yeah, I see there. Or it can be also cross-platform. Yeah, that's nice, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna all learn about this new technology all together. And yeah, in Apps Factory, we developed 2 projects with KMP already. And today, we're gonna talk about what problem did we try to solve with KMP, what were our options and alternatives, and what is Kotlin Multiplatform. At the end, we will see what issues we had during this time, what did we achieve, and we will just summarize these. Okay, so what problem did we try to solve with KMP? Cost reduction. This is very important topic. So we are agency company and we offers go to the client to meet them and give our offers, you know? And sometimes some clients, they find it expensive, these offers. And in that case, you need to have alternatives. You don't want to lose clients, right? You don't want to lose money. And for that, there are also other companies that are giving offers to these clients as well. And you need to be competitive. And with KMP or cross-platform, actually with these technologies, you're sharing your code base and it gives you advantage. So when you give these offers, you also tell your clients, like you give them deadlines, you know, and you need to make these deadlines. To be able to do that, you need to increase your development speed and you need to increase your efficiency. You shouldn't lose your team efficiency as well. And KMP is here, KMP technology is handful. This is first reason. And the second reason, when we go to the client, they actually, usually, most of the time, they tell us, we want same product, same functionality, same screens, but we want to iOS and Android together, because it's mobile. So there is not that much difference between two platforms. Do you know what is the biggest difference between iOS and Android development? When user has to select date. Because in iOS, it's wheel. You know, you wheel it to your year of birth. But in Android, it's dialogue. And when our client try to test the application, they give us the feedback that in Android, it's not real, you know? And we are like, it's never been real for Android. But in Android development, everything is possible. We can do it, but we will charge you more. Then they say, okay, dialogue is super nice. We don't want that. And problem is solved. And yeah, when we go to our client, our first option is native development. As you may already know, with native development, we have Android, iOS separately. They have their own IDEs, own languages, own UI development. Before, in Android development, the language was Java, but Google and Oracle, they got fight, they sue each other, they got divorced, because Java asked money, because Android got popular, and Oracle asked for money, that you're using Java language, give me some money, you know? But Google said, no, why should I give you money? There are a lot of programming language in the C, you know? And they got divorced. Then Google engaged with the JetBrains, and they decided to use Kotlin language. So as a developer, we have to adapt ourselves also for Kotlin language. We suffered, yeah, you know. And yeah, here, for these development options, you have double separately managed code base, and you have double developer teams specialized for Android and iOS. So another option that we have cross-platform development. Cross-platform development gives you Android and iOS apps together. But here, for example, Flutter is an option from Google, React Native from Facebook, and .NET MAUI from Microsoft. But here, you need to learn the language, you need to learn the platform tools and their environment to able to make these technologies to develop. And here, you have one shared code base, and you have one specialized team for both platforms. So there is a new sheriff in town as another option, Kotlin Multiplatform. And here, if you check the UI layers, actually, it's same with native development. But when you check the Android-specific APIs and iOS-specific APIs with logic, this is your business logic, it is shared for your each targeted platforms. So instead of actually comparing with native development, instead of writing twice, you're writing once, and it gives you this shared code for Android and iOS together. So you're gaining time, you're speeding up. And this shared logic is written with Kotlin language, and you can write it in Android Studio. And for iOS, output is native, and it's KMP wrapping up as a framework file with Objective-C, and with this framework file, it makes your shared code to be compatible with your targeted platform. In this example, for your iOS app. And here you have one shared code base. You still need iOS and Android developers for your UI, and shared responsibility for shared code base. So, what is Kotlin Multiplatform? It is founded and maintained by JetBrains, not Google. And we know JetBrains from Kotlin language and the other developer tools. They started to develop this technology in 2017, then they added iOS support, they added beta version, and last year it got stable, and it got more popular. And it doesn't mean necessarily that you have to target only Android and iOS. You can also target it to web and desktop applications, and at the end, with one shared logic, you have 4 different products. And in my opinion, this is very efficient, very effective development. And let's talk about mobile architecture. We have data layer, we have domain layer, our optional layer, and we have our UI layer. When we develop something for mobile, it's same. But with KMP, you're sharing your data and domain layer to your targeted platforms. So for example here, a simple authentication logic is same for your iOS and Android app. So instead of writing twice, you're writing once and give it to your UI. In UI layer, you can do natively as whatever you want. So then, oops. Okay. Why did we decide to go with KMP? As I told you at the beginning, native development is too expensive for some clients, and you give them another options to make decision. KMP is pushed hard by Google and JetBrains. Also, Google supports it. At the last I/O, Google I/O, they announced it very well. And I will get the JetBrains point in the next point, but Google, we know Google that already started, and they are making their Android Jetpack libraries compatible with the KMP. For example, Android RoomDB, data store, paging library, Android X view model. These libraries are ready to use, and they are compatible with the KMP already, and they are planning to make it more. So KMP at the end native to the platform without separate runtime. So this is a difference between KMP and cross-platform. So KMP has Kotlin compiler, and Kotlin compiler has intermediate representation layer. This layer takes your code, your shared code, compiles to the targeted platform native code. So for example, for iOS, it makes it compatible with the Objective-C so that you can have the iOS app at the end. So I am saying Objective-C, right? But also there is Swift language for iOS. So that's why JetBrains is pushing hard to make it. KMP technology is compatible with the Swift language as well. This is in their roadmap 2025. And you have your shared logic, and as we said, in the UI layer, you're writing your UI layer natively, and this gives you the best user experience. This is crucial difference between cross-platform and KMP development, because in cross-platform, you have one single UI. This single UI feeding your whole, all targets, but in KMP, you don't have this, you don't have to do this. Your UI layer is natively written with Android Jetpack Compose, with iOS Swift UI Kit. You're developing your UI natively. That's why it's best for user experience. So let's say something didn't work out for you. With KMP, you still have opportunity to make native development. In your KMP project, you have your iOS app module, you have your Android app module. In these modules, you can still develop your project as a natively. And let's say you want to implement something different in the shared logic. This is also possible with KMP. You have actual and expect keywords, and depends on the platform, you're writing your implementation. When you compile your code, the KMP goes to the targeted platform and take that code and runs for your platform. And also, KMP is suitable for every kind of project. This is also, you can share only one piece of logic code, or you want to share the whole logic if there is no differences that much. And even furthermore, if you say, I want cross-platform experience, you can even share your UI written by Jetpack Compose and give it to your target. In this case, you don't have to even write native UI layers anymore. And this is called Compose Multiplatform. They just remove Kotlin, they put Compose from Jetpack Compose, and it's called new technology, Compose Multiplatform. And personally, I tried it. I targeted Android, iOS, and desktop apps. I am an Android developer, right? I don't know anything about desktop applications. I don't know what is Objective-C. I don't know what is Swift UI or Swift language. But at the end, only with my Android knowledge, I had 3 different products. For me, it was very cool, you know? And seeing that my work is in 3 different products. And it is not stable yet, but JetBrains work on it to make it stable. I really encourage you to try it. I believe as a developer, doesn't matter if you are mobile or backend, you will love it. You will see that your products with 4 different products with the same UI, same logic at the same time. So, of course, we had some issues as well during this time. It's slower than native development at the beginning because it's a new technology. We had to read documentations. We had to check the code samples. Then we have to apply this to our project as a best practice way. Developers need time to adopt KMP, especially iOS developers. I'm sorry for that, but for Android developers, it's identical. You have coroutines, you have flows, you have Jetpack Compose, you're writing same thing as your normal daily life, work daily life. But for iOS devs, they don't know about anything, for example, Kotlin coroutines or flows or suspend functions, or they may hurt, but they need to adapt themselves beforehand to start project. And in Apps Factory, we had KMP workshops for our developers to prepare them to this new technology before we start the project. So we said, under the hood, KMP makes your shared logic to compatible with Objective-C, right? But because of the Objective-C, there are some limitations. For example, Objective-C doesn't know about coroutines or doesn't know about suspend functions, doesn't know about flow, because this is not in their environment. And in that case, we had to use third-party libraries. For example, native coroutines, observable view models, and TouchLab's Sky plugin to make Swift language with the Kotlin language interoperable. But this is just for the make iOS apps to compatible, and all of these are they are in JetBrains roadmap. So they don't want you to use the third-party libraries anymore. And this is good news for us, for KMP developers or Android developers, especially for mobile developers. So arrangement for iOS and Android devs working together, since it is not 2 separate projects, they have to work in the same project. You know, they hear each other codes, you know. And one morning you woke up, you're not in the mood. You just decide, I'm gonna review iOS code today. You know, you choose violence. And then the next day, HR is calling you. What have you done? But I'm kidding. Of course, planning, refinement, PR reviews especially, you need to arrange them between iOS and Android, maybe during the development or before the development. It depends on your team and team decisions. So let's say you are an Android developer and you are using RoomDB in every project of yours, every time. But for KMP version of it, you still need to go to check the documentation. You still need to go check if there is a new API or if there is a better way, or how can I target RoomDB to the iOS or desktop or web, you know? You still need to check it. This takes a little bit time, but it's just because of the new technology. And by time, we will get used to it as we get used to with the native development. So what did we achieve? 15% faster than native development at the end. This was our target, and we are happy to achieve that. And we have consistent behavior of logic between platforms. So you're not going to have these kind of questions. Hey, guys, it doesn't work on iOS, but it does work on Android, you know, because your shared logic will be written once and one place. And don't forget, it does always work for Android. So due to that your business logic is shared, your data layer and domain layer, the differences between limited to the only UI, and this is up to you. So one bug ticket can resolve issues on both platforms. If there is some bugs, some issues, you're gonna have one bug ticket instead of having two identical tickets, just adding Android and iOS at the beginning. It's not gonna be like that anymore. And imagine, instead of two tickets, you're gonna have one ticket. And this is same when you're developing your shared logic as well. And imagine tickets like this, more than 100. And you're gonna charge your clients like 50% less. And this is very useful, very good approach to your company and for your clients. So let's summarize. So imagine you're gonna develop some applications like banking applications or like e-commerce applications, and you will work on them for years, or you're planning to add features time by time. In this case, with KMP, you're gonna have shared domain and data layer. That means all repositories, all data sources, all use cases, all database queries, they are gonna be in one place for you and ready to use. For example, you targeted Android and iOS first, then you can add target to the desktop application as well. Then you will have the third product. And it simplifies business logic development, since instead of writing twice, or let's think four products, 4 times, you're gonna write one time, and let's say you have new developers or you want to check something, you're gonna go and check in one place. So your shared logic is compatible with your targeted platforms, and you're writing your UI layer still natively. You have these options with KMP development. And at the end, this technology will give you the native Android and apps all together, and for the best user experience for your users and company. And in that case, it will be very useful for you, your company, and clients. And that's all. Thank you for listening, and thank you for having me here. Thanks a lot.
Good stuff. You did really well. And we have lots of questions for you. We're going to have a couple, and then you can answer afterwards.
Okay.
Let's start with a very simple but very important one. How big is the community? If someone's stuck, can they find solutions easily?
Yeah, I got this questions from my colleague as well, Johan. And I think when I was developing Compose Multiplatform, I got stuck also. And I was digging more, and finally when I got the answers from Kotlin language Slack messages, you know? In normal development, you don't have this kind of to dig in. But this is for Compose Multiplatform, and it's alpha, it's not stable yet. But with KMP, I would say not that much because it's stable, and now Android developers are supporting, Google is supporting, you shouldn't be stuck that much. And by time, it will get better and better for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
We have another really good one. Is there a risk that Apple doesn't want KMP on their platform and makes some changes so that KMP is not supported anymore on iOS?
Is there a risk? Okay. Yeah, I saw there was this Apple event. They are announcing stuff, and I don't know the name. I'm not Apple fan. And in that event, they just released one slide about KMP. You know, they said applications can be developed natively, but actually with KMP, at the end, you have the native Android and iOS applications. And this indicates actually Apple doesn't have anything else to say about it. And this is good. This is a good sign for us. So I don't think they are gonna block something or they are gonna not want KMP. You will still have KMP options for sure, as much as you have Flutter, React Native options all the time.